Okay, let's start our meeting today. Okay, good evening everyone. We are from Group 11. So today in this night we are going to discuss the important and crucial but interesting topic relating to the safety issues. So when we are using internet, especially social media, we often cannot realize. We often have to distinguish whether it's reality, whether it's fake. So, despite the benefit and efficiency that have been offered by provision of various kind of feature in social media, of course, at small scale, there are several things that necessary to worry about when we operate and scroll our device. So, let's start our meeting, our presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, this is our member. Okay, yeah, this is the table of contents. We are going to discuss first safety issues in the digital world, and secondly, we are discuss user safety, account safety, and device safety, and then lastly, we are to summarize all about what we are going to sum up. Okay, next slide. Okay, e-safety. This term for some people might be familiar, especially they are always on in the internet, and usually for kind of people that having like hobby or even job that must be need to sit down in front of computer for long hours. At a simple level, at a simple meaning, e-safety means is guide to being safe on the internet. The pace at which technology is evolving can make it difficult to know what to do and what to don't when talking about the safe use of the internet. So let's move to my session where I want to concern about user safety or maybe personal safety. This is related to issues such as privacy data get exposed and exploited in the public domain to user because the user carelessness, and also there's kind of verbal violence through cyberbullying, which are difficult to solve or overcome because the cyberspace feature which provide anonymity status. Okay, let's move. Cyberbullying. So, cyberbullying is the use of technology to harass, threaten, embarrass, or intimidate another person. This can include mean, aggressive, or rude texts, posts, or messages that cause mental damage and lower social status. Cyberbullying is the act of posting personal information and personal pictures or videos of another person without their consent. So, without their intention of hurting or embarrassing them. Of course, such behavior can severely harm or severely can damage a person's emotional well-being, as harmful message and social exclusion spread across platform. Cyberbullying can be particularly detrimental and damaging, as it is usually because it is anonymous feature. So most people can freely bullying another person that they don't like. Okay, next the image. Okay, there's a reason why someone commits cyberbullying. The first one is anonymity, as being said earlier that people often feel empowered to cyberbullying because they feel safe behind the computer, screen, or device. Because they can hide their identities and feel that their action will have no consequences in real life. So secondly, their desire for self-grievance, desire to satisfy oneself. So this is mean that some people are cyberbullying because they gain satisfaction or a sense of power by demeaning or hurting other online. They may feel that doing so because it gives them a sense of superiority. Okay, thirdly, personal issues or negative emotion. Oftenly, people who cyberbully have personal issues or negative emotion, maybe just for hurting someone that they take out on another. They may feel frustrated, jealous, or unhappy and use cyberbullying as an outlet, as a tool for venting it out. Environmental influences. Some people may engage in cyberbullying because they will feel pressure from peers or a particular group. They may worry about losing friendship or want to gain acceptance from their group. 5. Ignorance of the impact. Sometimes perpetrator may not fully realize how damaging their action or how impact their action to the victim. They might not understand the serious emotional impact that victim can feel and can experience because it is can permanent effects. So this is at the except there's 2 types for you guys who wanna avoid cyberbullying or just don't want to see a negative comment in Instagram. Because in this example,
I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm glad to be here and on this beautiful day. I would like to take the opportunity to ask you, who will win next year's presidential election?
So we can see the comment here. They're so they feel irritated. They feel inspired to just bullying our president. There is so. So at the right said, there's 2 types for you guys who wanna avoid cyberbullying or just don't want to see negative comments in Instagram, because honestly Instagram Reels somehow can be sensitive content, but okay, it is user for me. Firstly, there's a hidden words. You can find the setting manually at the right corner of your profile, and then choose the hidden word. You just only activate it if you think you want to play Instagram healthily and safely without getting mental attack or another person, or just report it when you see post that you don't like it. Okay, next. Okay, this is the doxing. The doxing is kind of cyberbullying practice that has actually been happening for a long time. This is happened because a person's identity and personal data is dangerous, powerful enough to be used as a weapon to commit crimes, to commit illegal activities, because the data owned by the victim is permanent, such as real name, home address, financial data, and bank account, or another thing, some other. There is the type of doxing. First, there is this doxing, the anonymizing. This is happen when one person's identity is revealed after hiding it. In this type of doxing, one example is revealing a nameless person a social media account. People who choose to hide their identity have good reason that should be respected. We don't have to expose the personal identity which is private, that we cannot we don't have to be rude for someone. Doxing targeting is when specific information about a person is made publicly exposed so that they can be found or reached, so they can be target in real life. This meant that someone broke their internet protection by, say, giving out their phone number, home address, or even account password. People who get the information could be in danger because it is so important, because it can threaten someone's life even. Okay, doxing legitimizing is telling private or sensitive detail about a person. Spreading the data will hurt its trustworthiness, will hurt its name or image, because it is very private and not many people will know about it. As example, medical record, personal finance, legal record, private text, or personal photos, or maybe embarrassing photos, which is it is so private that some people have to respect or have to consider the status of the person. Doxing in this way really invades and break the victim privacy because they had not had a reason to store their own data. Okay, next. Okay, let's talk about hoax. Hoax is very common in our life, in our social media. We can find it every day when we are scrolling Instagram, when we are scrolling Facebook. There's a lot of hoax news spreading in the internet. A hoax is lying information that is usually spread to trick or just for entertaining people or even make just confusion or maybe just joking. Okay, most of the time, a hoax is often performed as a parody or something real or just play on something important. One of most popular type is a media scam or news scam, which often create clickbait headlines like this one. In this platform, there's a account named Volkative. This account is oftenly share about inaccurate information or maybe just make a traffic to be get crowd people to watch it, to see it, so that the people can share it to another person, to another they know, in order to just forget traffic or just to get followers. The spreading of false information is divided into two, depends on the one's intention, either it's purely misconception or doing it on purpose. So, misinformation. This is perhaps the most innocent of the term because it's misleading information created or shared without the intention to manipulate people. So there's no intention to trick people, to lying people. They just because they don't know that the news it is fakes, but they just share it to some people they following just for get attention. An example will be sharing a rumor that celebrity was diagnosed before finding it's false. Disinformation, by contrast, refers to deliberate attempts to confuse or manipulate people with dishonest information. A hoax is categories of this disinformation because where someone deliberately shares false information to trick someone into believing something that is not true. So hoax can be spread quickly as it's not always easy to spot when something contains false information. People might read something that they believe is true, then go on to share with others, like I said earlier. If you say, this is a reminder, if you see something that concern or confuse you, it is important to not share it or just ignore it. It is further as this can help draw more attention to them. Instead, you can just report to the app. You can just scroll it down through. You just ignore it. Just next scrolling and then avoid it, that kind of posting. Okay, next one. This is the last for me. Next slide. I will give to Sultan.
Okay. Thank you, Andika. So, account safety. Account safety. Just like user safety, account safety is something that has to be watched. You cannot just make an account with a like, I don't know. I don't want to call it that, but below average password that cannot like you have to make a strong password maybe, but I'm gonna explain it later. Now let's see. There are attacks that endangers our account because maybe some of you might not realize it, but our accounts are quite fragile. You cannot really tell if your account is going to get hacked or not, especially in some place like Discord where those kind of attacks happen. But here is the few attacks that I can put here that will attack your account and basically locks you out of it. Now, first is spam or spams. Spam is the spreading of messages or email in a massive scale in order to spread malware or phishing links. If one is to open these messages or emails and click on any link or other attached things in the messages, it can lead to one's account being hacked and its information being compromised. And as you can see, this is one of the examples right here. Like, we know user, we receive your interested to delete your account. We will process this into 24 hours. If not, then your account will be lost. That kind of thing. That fear-mongering feeling, basically. And if this is usually what happens if you accepted it. Malware attacks. Malware or malicious software is... Well, sorry, not is. That will be explained later. But malware can be spread through social media posts or emails and messages, infecting devices and potentially leading to data breaches or ransomware attacks. Cybercriminals use malware to steal sensitive information, extort money, or cause general havoc. But like I said, there is going to be a further greater detail, way greater detail than this, about malware attacks. And this is one of the examples. This is if you click any link or anything that's attached to this, and it's like, oh, what's happened? All the utilities files are almost the same, basically, are encrypted. They're going to be locked. You have to pay us in 24 hours or not. If not, then this will be deleted, every single one of it. Dangerous stuff, basically. And now this is the next one, which is password attacks. Password attacks are a malicious attempt to gain unauthorized access to computer systems or accounts by exploiting vulnerabilities in passwords. Like I said before, is use various techniques by attackers to guess, steal, or crack passwords. If successfully executed, password attacks can lead to significant security breaches like data theft, financial loss, and identity theft. And if you're thinking that you can just put random easy passwords and think again, because there are a few techniques that these hackers or scammers can use. Mostly hackers, but you get what I mean. So basically, brute force. Brute force is when a hacker tries all possible combinations chosen as a password until a password is found. This is arguably one of the most inconsistent things. There's inconsistent ways that you can guess and crack an account with a password, because you have to try again. There's going to be a time, probably like 60 seconds or 30 minutes, or if you're doing it a lot of times, probably a year. So this is not really used anymore, but instead this is more used. Dictionary attacks uses a list of common words and phrases to guess passwords. Basically, they look at the dictionary or passwords that people use, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or 1 2 3 admin, or I love you, or I don't know, some easy passwords like that. If you put any of these kind of passwords, then chances are in about, I don't know, 6 months, a year, it will probably be locked. So just be careful. And then after that, there's password spraying. Now this is the upgraded version. This is basically if a hacker has more budget than usual. They use a bot and use common passwords like in the dictionary attacks against multiple accounts, spraying them, if you will, rather than trying all possible passwords for one account. Now this is why you have to be careful, and also why Google is always recommended passwords like the passwords that Google recommends are nonsensical. It looks like gibberish. It's not like you just spread your arms on your keyboard and then that's your password, basically. So that's why Google wants that kind of password for your account, because this is actually a pretty dangerous thing, a dangerous way that a hacker can get into your account. Phishing. Now phishing, as mentioned before, in the spam section, phishing can cause damage to your account, and a hacker can gain detailed information of your account. Your password is no different, as it is one of them. Then again, if you already got phished, then it's probably sorry. It's probably there is more dangerous, not dangerous, critical information that is way more important than a password. But phishing can be a good way to get your password, so be careful of that. Now this, speaking of phishing, next is phishing that will be explained not by me but by Eji. Eji, you can go ahead.
Well, hello everyone. Today I'm a fox, but I will turn myself back into human. But wait a second now. I'm back into human form again. So, what is phishing? So, phishing is pretty much the technique that scammer or hacker use to steal your steal data from your account. So, if the technique that Sultan explained before is about the scammer that trying to get into our account with spraying password or just guessing password. Phishing is the other way around, because we actually give the hacker or scammer our own data to get into our account. How is that? How does that happen? In the next slide, it's gonna happen. You can go next. Why this type of thing can happen to you? Because first thing first, usually the hack system gonna send links from your friend's account that already get hacked. Like in this image, like it's called hack because the account is already hacked by the hacker, and he says, "Hey, I don't know what happened, but it's really you. But it was your name and the same avatar, and you said girl stuff like that. Like, well, really, like." And then you get to the Discord. Then, well, this technique is called as name and shame. Because one day you never check out with your friend, and then one day they just sent you a message like this, like, "Holy moly, this thing ain't no way my friend said like something like this. Like, I'm gonna believe it." And then the other way, and the other thing is usually with the promotion of some kind of price or. Well, not price, but present from your friend, but your friend never really talk to you, and then suddenly, "Hey, click this account for get and you get a free subscription to this link." Oh hell no, that's not gonna happen. My friend ain't good. My friend ain't nice enough to give you some free subscription. And that's how the hacker got into your account. If you click any of this link, then boom, they got into your account, and then your account is there, and you're logged out, and then your account is gone. So, how to prevent this? To never click from any suspicious link that being sent by anyone, pretty much, because any account that is being your friend or your family or someone that you know probably already got hacked. So, ask first. If they don't respond, don't click it. And then the second method to prevent this kind of attack, like spam on phishing, is to use multi-factor authenticator. What is this? It is pretty much an application to ensure the safety of your account by generating code to get into your account. The second method to get into your account after you entering your password. So I'm about to explain how to use multi-factor authenticator. We can go to the next slide. And then here is how to use a Google Authenticator, because I use it, and it's probably the easiest and the smallest in terms of memory. So first you need to install the Google Authenticator on your phone. Yes, this works on your phone. Nice. Then secondly, you're gonna open the application and then log in from your Google account. We can go to the next slide to play a video about how to use Google Authenticator. Google Authenticator. Now, wait. Pause. I can't see. So, Google Authenticator. I'm lagging a bit. I'm gonna use Facebook as an example that about what account that I want to secure with Google Authenticator. You can play it again. Wait. So if you're using Facebook from your phone, there is gonna be 3 stripes on the menu, and then you will click. You're gonna have to click that, and then go to the privacy center. Play the video again. There, setting and privacy, and then you go to privacy center. Go down. Here. You can if you go to the password and security, and then we click to two-factor authentication. Fast forward again a bit. Now, here's gonna be in the option. Pretty much Facebook gonna send an email to you about that's filled with a code that to connect to your authentication program. So we can play again the video. Just open the email, and the code will be there. The email that is to use to log in into your Facebook account. You can fast forward a bit after I enter the code. So if you already entered the code, there's gonna be this. There's gonna be the Facebook gonna ask you about if you want to use an authentication app or SMS, but we're gonna use a Google Authenticator, so we're gonna use click the Authenticator app, and then you're gonna have to copy this and then enter it into your Google Authenticator. Fast forward again to the Google Authenticator. Now, Google Authenticator, you want to enter the code here. We're gonna enter the name Fastnook, and then enter the code right there. After you copy it. Now here the thing. After you enter the code in Google Authenticator, it's gonna connect it to your Facebook account. If the code is already generated, the code will save your account from using attack, because the second way to get into your account other than your password is gonna be this code, because to get into your account now, they need the second code from this authenticator. So the tutorial is done. You can go fast forward. You can go to the next slide.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, so let's move on. Microsoft Authenticator. Now, as I said before, not before, Microsoft Authenticator is an authenticator for your Microsoft account. You can now download in your device, mainly your phone. Your phone is... Sorry, not your phone. This application is quite small, and you can download it for free. It is, as you can see right here. Now, let's move on to this video. And by the way, this is a YouTube video because I could not be bothered to log out of my Microsoft account. It's too much of a pain. So I'll use a Microsoft Authenticator YouTube video instead. And as you can see, you can just log in, then put in your password, and then Microsoft will want to make your account secure. Now this will show up, the Microsoft Authenticator. You can download from your phone, from your Play Store or App Store. Just search for it, or you can use the QR code like this. Though personally, I would rather just use the search bar like a normal person. But now this, you can go next. Then it prompted allow notifications to an account and select work or school, because when you open this app, Where is it? Sorry. Continue. As you can see here, you can sign in with your Microsoft account, or you can add work or school account. For us, usually it's work or school account. So, well, you just do add work or school account. Easy. And then you can have a scan QR code. You click that, and after that, you can go back to your website, and then click next, and the QR code will be there. The QR code is now scanned, and now, as you can see here, this is how it looks with a Microsoft Authenticator. Now this is me when I'm trying to open it with my phone. I try to unlock it and unlock the thing, but well, it's protected. As you can see, it's only black screens. I tried to tap my phone a few times, but as you can see from the notifications found, this is when I try to refresh the page here. This is what it looks like for me. So you have your account here, and if you click this account, there will be detailed information of your account. And now you can click next on your website, and then yeah, so try it out. Try your Microsoft Authenticator. You will be given a code, and your authenticator will give a notification on your phone. You can click the notification and just click the code. Sorry, put the code in. And then, of course, it's gonna be approved if the code is correct. And then done. Now, your Microsoft account here will be protected by Microsoft Authenticator. Now, if before was a way to prevent phishing, this is a way to prevent password attacks. Well, Microsoft Authenticator and Google Authenticator can also do that, yes, of course, but this is the authenticators for Microsoft and Google is a surefire way to defend yourself from password attacks. So even if you get your password, you have an easy password, but you also have this Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator, then basically the hacker will have another wall that they have to attack. Of course, it's not really, they can also crack that because nothing in the digital world is ever secure, but at the very least, this will make your internet accounts way safer than it was before. And that is how you use the Microsoft account. And as you can see, when you try to log in, after you put in the password, you will have this pop-up, approve sign-in request, and given a code. Like before, just insert the code from your phone, approve sign-in request, and you're in your account, basically. That's how you use Microsoft Authenticator. Now let's move on to device safety. Device safety will not be explained by me again. It will be explained by Yusri. Yusri, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Sultan. So in this section of the presentation, which device safety, I will discuss about things or harmful things that may endanger our devices when we explore the internet, which is usually involve malware and viruses. Okay, next. So, what is malware? Malware or malicious software is a type of software that contains harmful programs that can cause damage to any device it affects. And malware is typically used by cybercriminals or hackers to breach a system so they can steal user information, damage the system, or even take the full control of the infected device. Okay, next. In general, there are a lot of different types of malware that can infect our device, but commonly, there are only 6 that cybercriminal or hacker use. The first one is virus. So, virus is a kind of malware that infects a user device when the user itself downloading the file that contains virus. And once it connects to the device, it will duplicate itself and often spread among other files. And usually, it will damage and slow down the affected devices, like causing system crashes, black screens, and significant reduced performance. And the next one is worm. Unlike virus that infect through files. Worm infects a device in network, which usually it infects when the device itself doesn't enable the firewall. And worm can actually infect a device without any physical action from the user, unlike the virus where the user need to download files that contains virus. And the third malware is Trojan. So Trojan or Trojan horse is a type of malware that at first glance it seems harmless, but the truth is it's actually dangerous. So this malware enters a system just like virus. Usually when the user downloads a file, the Trojan can simply enter the user devices. However, Trojans often disguise itself as the useful programs. For example, when a user tries to download a free version of Spotify Premium, it may appear to be a safe and beneficial file, but actually in the background, Trojan is executing their jobs. Okay, next slide. Okay, so the fourth types of malware is ransomware. This type of malware usually locks our files, photo, or even the entire device, and often demands the infected device its users to pay, so they will unlock the files there. And the type of malware is spyware, which this type of malware watch everything the user do as long the user interact with the infected device, and it usually steals personal information and data as it can record sensitive information like password, credit cards, and track the user browser activity. And spyware is actually often accompanied by other malware that serve as a distraction. For example, the Trojan, which it seems like the usual files, it will enter the device as the helpful program, and then Trojan will open the pathways for the spyware to enter the device. Then the spyware itself will do the job in the background. The last type of malware is adware. Adware usually displays unwanted ads or unable apps to the user device, and this kind of malware does not usually dangerous as other types because it only displays unwanted ads itself. However, adware can become dangerous when combined with other malware, just like if adware is accompanied by the spyware, the adware may serve as a distraction while spyware works in the background stealing information. Okay, next slide. So there are mostly 6 types that shows if your device is infected with the malware. The first one is a slow device. So if a user device suddenly becomes slow, it may the device is already contained with the malware. This happens because the malware itself also consumes some or maybe fully the entire system resources, which prevent the device from performing at its full capacity. And the next one is unknown files. So if a user finds some file on their device whose origins are unknown, or the user themselves doesn't remember or recall downloading those files, these files may contain some form of malware. And the next one is protection disabled automatically. So if a user finds that there's security features like antivirus and firewall, it automatically disabled without they even remember that they are the one who turned it off. It's also another sign of a malware infection. It happened because when the malware get access to a device, when the device was being weakened. So this can happen when the malware gain access to a device through a weakened security, which then the malware itself allows themselves to disable the protection system so that it prevents the user from receiving malware warning notifications. The next is when the unexpected pop-ups occur. If a device suddenly shows pop-ups or an intrusive advertisement, it's most likely infected with a malware. So these pop-ups are typically intended to annoy users, but they are also often used as a distraction so that other types of malware can operate without raising any user suspicions. The fifth is unrecognized changes. So if there are noticeable changes that users did not make themselves, such as system settings, browser settings, or other configuration without any user actions, those changes may have been caused by the malware that is already infecting the user device. And the last sign is suspicious activity. So when the user encounters a suspicious activity in this, which in this context it refers to a situation where a device behaves abnormally, such as when a user only watch videos on a platform like YouTube or Instagram, and the device suddenly become hot, it usually caused by virus or other malwares. Okay, next. Okay. So the next is the infection sources. When a device is infected with a virus, it's not simply because user didn't do anything or just casually turning on their computer, but there are also many sources of malware infection that can attack the user device. But the most common ones are through websites and files. So when a user entering the website, the risk of malware is not only can happen when a user tries to download the files that contain the malware, but the malware inside the website can infect the device even without downloading anything, as it can also be done by just simply accessing the website that indicated by malware. And then the next is files. Files are the most common source to spread malware, as malware infection through file can happen when users download the file with unknown security status, or the file are already been known to contain the malware. Okay, next. Now, how to prevent our device from having these malware attacks? There are actually many ways to prevent it, but there are only two that are the most important and effective ways to do. The first one is enabling the protection. By enabling antivirus software, our device will be protected from malware attacks that come through files, and it usually in the form of viruses. For example, when a user tries to download a file that unknowingly contains malware, the antivirus will immediately warn us about the threat in that file. This makes antivirus software an effective tool to prevent malware from entering our files. And meanwhile, for the firewall also serves a similar function, which is to protect the device from malware attacks. But firewalls does not protect against file, just like antivirus. Instead, it protects the device from a malware attack through networks, just like worms and others. And the next way is to determine which the files and the website are safe. So user can check whether the file or website they want to download or visit is safe from malware by using some malware detection tools that are available on the internet. Which in this case, I recommend you guys to use VirusTotal, which user can find on the internet. The VirusTotal is one of the tools that can identify whether a file or website is free from malware. Not only that, VirusTotal also allows us to find out whether a website contains malware or not before the users actually visit it. Okay, next. Okay, so If preventive action have already been taken but malware still managed to access user device, the best solution is to perform a full cleanup of the device. This cleanup can be done by using antivirus software, either the built-in system antivirus like Windows Defender or the third-party application that users can find online. It is important to ensure that the third-party antiviruses that the user want to use is safe, so it doesn't worsen the malware infection. One of the free third-party antivirus that user can be used is Malwarebytes. However, if the malware still persists and the device continues to show the symptoms of the malware infection, it is recommended to consult an expert or perform a complete reinstall of the operating system on the affected device. Okay, I think that's all.
Okay, so conclusion. Be safe when using the internet, because at the end of the day, nothing is truly safe, and so is the internet. Don't be clueless and stay safe. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.